Fortalist Solutions, Theresa Payton. Theresa, great to see you. I guess we start there. How much of this is about money?
Oh, it's definitely a big piece of things. Remember, for most people watching things on YouTube, unless you subscribe to the YouTube service, is free. So the product is you and I and what we watch and don't watch, but also they need sponsors. So there's definitely sort of marketing dollars at play here.
Yeah, it's a lot of dollars. In fact, we looked this up. Joe Ward did, our producer. $5 per 1,000 view, $5,000 per million view, which is what the creator of the video gets for getting that number of views on YouTube. So these three people who've been banned were making a lot of money off of their videos.
They absolutely were. And what's interesting about the ban is we don't really have transparency in sort of the governance process. How do you report something that you think should be banned? Who makes these decisions? And then if you agree or disagree with the ban as somebody who posted the video, what's the process to escalate and ask for somebody to sort of review that decision?
Yeah, we'll put the criteria back up in terms of what is and is not allowed to be discussed on here. At some point, it's like, if you're going to believe that, well, go ahead and believe it. But you bring up a good point. Ban vaccine safety, efficacy of vaccines, ingredients in vaccines is banned. Allowed anti-mandate content, testimonials, historical videos. Efficacy of vaccines, that's still very much a debated science right now, isn't it?
It is a debated science. And here's the thing. For misinformation and disinformation peddlers, when you ban them versus marking something, it plays right into the manipulator's playbook. I wrote about this in my book, Manipulated. So they'll say, this is something that they don't want you to know. And look what happened to me. I got banned from this platform. Now you need to follow me somewhere else. And so in some regards, banning a manipulator actually makes it worse and actually makes them a little bit more of like an urban legend and hero in the minds of people who are looking for that type of information to confirm their confirmation bias.
Yeah, well, at some point, it sort of plays into the grand conspiracy theory, right? If I don't trust big tech, then big tech banning somebody gives that person some kind of imprimatur. YouTube, though, bans a lot of different things. You make a great point about who's going to decide. In the end, it's YouTube. There's no First Amendment issue. They're a private company. Business Insider reported this. YouTube CEO says free speech is core value, even after removing videos by Putin critic Alexei Navalny. You'd think, if anything, a company like Google and YouTube, their whole mission statement would be about having somebody who's taking on Vladimir Putin on their site.
You would think so, because he's talking about human rights and civil liberties and privacy issues. And this again gets back to, I have been saying for years that it is actually in the best interest of social media and big tech to actually publish what their governance process is, why things get flagged. So for example, you had it for misinformation on vaccines.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, I only got about 45 seconds. I hate to interrupt you, but I want to get to this. So why don't they publish their governance process and their appeals process and who makes these decisions?
They're not compelled to do so. And so until they're compelled to do so, they probably won't.
And that's because they view it is that if they did, they'd be open to more scrutiny? Or what's the next half of that sentence?
Yeah, I mean, the other part is they want to be able to make the decisions in the moment that they want to make. And again, it comes down to dollars and cents. This is a business.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when Facebook banned anything that talked about the coronavirus starting in a lab in Wuhan, and now has had to reverse that. So we'll see if at some point YouTube has to reverse something in this. Theresa Payton, former White House Chief Information Officer, great conversation, great perspective. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. They might take